This is for the South Africans who are going to be entering the United States. This is just a public service announcement. I just wanted to make you aware that the Black people who were students during apartheid, we're grandmas and grandpas now, and we have the ear of Gen Z. One more thing, I also want to let you know that our president, he has Secret Service, and you will not. I also want to tell you that Black people over here are empowered. These are just public service announcements. When you get here, sit your ass down and don't touch nothing, because you don't have Secret Service. Okay. Now have the day you deserve.
When the white South Africans come into America, will they become African American? What do you guys think? Because typically, no matter where you come from in Africa, when you get to America, whether you're from Ghana, whether you're from Liberia, whether you are from Tunisia, whether you are from wherever you are from, when you get here, because you are from Africa, you are of African descent, then you become African American once you arrive in America. So is that what's going to happen with them? What y'all think?
So y'all want me to believe Trump is putting America first by allowing white Afrikaners to be refugees, to come here to these United States of America and be provided housing, a cell phone, food, diapers, all that. Meanwhile, we have veterans homeless. We have American taxpayers struggling. And you want me to believe he's not racist either, because God knows he's deporting undocumented taxpayers, okay? He's deporting babies who are 2 years old and can't fend for themselves, so they got to go with the family. They got deported, okay? Mind you, he's deporting people with visas who went through the legal process, but still getting rid of them. But we're going to invite these white Afrikaners here to America, and we're going to give you all the things you need. But he's not racist, and he's putting America first. That's the nation that I'm living in right now. That's the nonsense that you guys continue to speak, and the goalpost constantly moves. Y'all have no foundation of morals of anything. You don't.
South Africans are saying only 49 Afrikaner refugees on the first flight to America. Only 49, it's so few. But remember, in 2022, Charlize Theron reported that there were actually only about 44 Afrikaans speakers left in the world, which means they've actually gone up from 44 to 49. They found 5 more. That's an 11% population increase. In just 3 years, the Afrikaner population has exploded. Well done, guys.
One of the ridiculous questions in one of the videos is that now that the white Afrikaners are coming from South Africa, would they be treated as Africans? Because everybody that has African origin is called African, or rather that's why we say Black Americans, African Americans. Now the question is, would those white be also be called that black? I don't know the name that they be called, but far from that, I have prepared some of the clips for Black Americans only on this issue of white Afrikaners from South Africa being accommodated in the United States. Let's watch some of the clips, and if you're watching this for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comment section.
So let me get this straight. Trump banned Muslims, caged Black and brown kids, and called Haiti a shithole. But somehow he's rolling out the carpet for white South Africans, who, mind you, claim they're being oppressed by the very people that they oppressed for generations. This is not refugee policy. It's plantation nostalgia dressed up as immigration reform. This entire push to rescue South African farmers is built on a narrative, not facts. Yeah, there's some violence in South Africa. Yeah, some white farmers have been attacked. But the majority of the victims, they're not white. And the attacks aren't racially targeted. They're part of a broader crime crisis. South Africa has deep issues, yes. But this ain't some ethnic cleansing of white people. This lie got amplified by conservative media, white nationalist forums, and people who think land redistribution is oppression, when really it's just justice knocking on the door. So let's be honest about what this really is. It's America offering comfort to people who feel uncomfortable with equality. That's it. Because these so-called refugees are being fast-tracked for protection. Black asylum seekers from war-torn nations are being detained, deported, and ignored. They're not being offered farms and safety. They're being offered ice and silence. This has never been about safety. It's about whiteness being treated like it's in danger anytime it's not in power. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to let people run from the consequences of apartheid, land here, and act like they're victims of a woke world gone mad. No. You don't get to gentrify racial trauma across borders. You don't get to weaponize your discomfort with progress and call it persecution. And if you're feeling displaced by land reform, good, because the land wasn't yours to begin with. So if you think Trump's weak attempt to play savior gives you the green light to come over here and start disrespecting people, think again, because the rest of us, we don't play like that. Go find you something safe to do, because bringing apartheid to a new zip code is the fastest way to find out this ain't the America you thought you were walking into. Stay safe.
Yes, welcome back. Yeah, I agree with all Black Americans because I personally don't think that they are refugees in quote, because as an African, I have not heard that the South Africa have a kind of violence that is being said, and I think that the government is cooking something to taint the South African government as a violent country, and I don't think so. The last time we had some kind of violence in South Africa, that was when that was when we were having xenophobia. But of recent, I don't think that there is such kind of violence. And far from that, I really wonder and find it very ridiculous, because I personally know that in South Africa, there are many white Afrikaners, and I really wonder why they picked 59 families. Is this violence against white Afrikaners actually choosing a particular small white Afrikaners, or what is going on? And I think that as most of the black Americans are saying, is that they should not expect to be treated as masters, because the black Americans are not like the black South African. The black Americans know how to defend themselves and fight for themselves. And another thing I was thinking is that is this the kind of narrative that have been continuing all along, that they are trying to bring the people who look like them, so that to be able to dominate, and then on the other hand trying to suppress and do the deportation for the other communities that don't look like them, so that they can dominate. And I think that that is something that I need to know what you are thinking about the whole situation of white Afrikaners being accommodated in the United States, and how you think about the whole situation.
Americans, I need you to lock in. I need you to lock in. The Afrikaners, the palm-colored, the really racist ones, are coming to the U.S. as refugees. They shut down the refugee program. Trump shut down the refugee program. But why are they coming? Y'all, stop getting distracted. 100 Americans versus 100 Afrikaners. 100 Americans, 100 Afrikaners. 100 Americans versus 100 Afrikaners. I swear to God.
Black people here most of this was about the fact that the demographic changes in America were staring white folks in the face, right? That in America, white people are scheduled to become a minority in this nation by the year 2045. So what they're trying to do is to reverse some of that as much as they can so that they can extend the white majority in this nation further, right? So if they can expel 11 million or however many alleged undocumented people from Latin America from here, they will do that. If they can import more people from more white countries like the Scandinavian countries, like some of those Eastern European countries my man Games and Drinks talks about, like some of those South Africaners who are coming here, they'll welcome those folks, but they're trying to mitigate the fact that in 2045 white people are scheduled to become a minority in this nation. This is why you get the push to get rid of abortion in so many Republican-led states. This is why you get the push for banning no-fault divorce, because they want to keep these women in marriages to make these women have babies, with white men and boost up their numbers. They are deathly afraid of becoming a minority because they are afraid of what they've done to minorities, the minorities will do to them. That is what we're facing.
So we do take refugees. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't heard, America is accepting refugees now, but not any type of refugee. No. We have a very specific type of refugee that we accept now in the United States under the Trump administration, and that is African refugees. Now I know what you're thinking, Lucas, what's the problem? African refugees, what's the issue? Well, no. It's not African refugees. Lineage of evil. I can't even make this up. This is the literal lineage of evil, okay? These are who these people are, and we are accepting them into the United States. Now, I just have a few issues, right? Because the first thing I was told is that, hey, America is full, all right? We don't want any more immigrants. As a matter of fact, we're kicking the ones who are working here out, okay? We don't want no more. Only America. America first. America first. And I find that a bit antithetical to y'all accepting now. It's, what's going on in Gaza with Palestine, what's going on with the Congo, what's going on all across the world, bro. Even the ones that we have here. You're telling me that what is needed right now, because Trump expedited this, just so we're clear, he expedited these white South Afrikaners to come here to the country. Now, the reason being is because of more racism. That's correct. Can you imagine the group of people who stole African land throughout generations are now upset that that land is going back to the rightful owners?
What?
What they are now claiming that as is racism. That's what they're claiming. They're claiming there's a genocide going on in Africa. Completely unfounded, baseless, just bold, overt lies. That's what they're telling. But there's a group of people in this country that can do no wrong. You know it and I know it. I'm not making it racial. I'm just making an observation, okay? Because it seems that the brown and black refugees, those aren't really asylum seekers, Lucas. They're lying about their asylum seeking. They're lying about the refugee status. But white South Afrikaners, well, we need to expedite them. We need to, hurry up and get them. I was told when it came to racism that, hey, Lucas, if you stop talking about it, it'll disappear. Isn't that what they told me? They love quoting Morgan Freeman, right? That's the quote that they got it from. Lucas, you have to understand, there is no racism. You got to lift yourself up by the bootstraps, okay? If you just put in the work and the effort, racism disappears, okay? There is no racism, all right? You're letting racism hold you back. Now, I don't know, but I feel like if that's a good enough message for us here in the States, why couldn't it be a good enough message for them in South Africa, huh? Why don't we tell these South Afrikaners, hey, lift yourself up by the bootstrap. Stop being a victim and be a...
Yo, I got a question. How long do y'all think these South Afrikaners are whatever gonna last? How long do you think they're gonna last there? Because I'm gonna get them, let me see. By 6 months, they could be ready to go, because the only reason they left because their country trying to make equality. So they have to, equality. And bitch, you all gonna come here as refugees? Baby, us black Americans, baby, we don't play that shit. We need to play these shit with these white folks here. Honey, that's why they trying to go back, quote unquote, make America great. But we ain't even letting that happen. So, you come here for what? Good luck to you. Because, baby, we don't play that shit, baby. We have managers and CEOs up here. But, welcome to America, baby.